Hi, everybody, and welcome back. So we have a chance to sit down now with Mark Harris. He's the community manager at Tabletopia. Tabletopia is one of the kind of the foundations that we have here at the virtual expo, because it's a way for us all to play games virtually with one another. Mark, welcome to the expo.
Thank you.
It's lovely to have you, mate. So Mark, can you give us a rundown on what Tabletopia is?
Yeah, absolutely. So Tabletopia is a digital sandbox that lets you play all your favorite board games online. And we give you the components and you go and do the magic. So there's no automation involved. You're the one picking up the cubes and putting them in place. You're shuffling the cards around. You're making sure everyone gets their components where they need to be. And you're making sure the rules are played how they're meant to be. So you can play it right or wrong, however you'd like. But what I think is really cool about that experience is because you have that experience of moving the things where they need to be rather than an app automating it, it really gives you that feeling of sitting across the table from someone.
Yeah, yeah. We can. I'm browsing the website at the moment, Mark.
Sure.
So we could kind of give people a little bit of a tour of this. Yeah,
Absolutely. You can see it at tabletopia.com. That's all you need to do to access it.
Yeah, this has some of my favorite games on there, like Subterra I mentioned in the last segment. But there is such a wealth of games that are already built in here.
So well over 1,000 games. Well, I'm on the home page. Mark, where would you like me to click?
Well, do you have an account? Have you signed up before?
No, so let's do that, will we?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, if you go to the top right, you'll see the little sign up button, and that'll kick you into making it. You just need a password and an email account.
Yep. Now, one of the nice
you can
features
also
is...
Yeah. So I'm just oh, I've pressed the wrong button here. Okay, right. So let me put in a password.
Yeah.
There we go. And click sign up.
Perfect.
And I'm in. Okay.
You're in. That's it. And so now you've created an account. It will give you the option actually to have a 30-day trial of our gold membership access. So we're a subscription-based website, but 85% of our catalog is actually free to access. So all you need is that bronze account.
Yeah.
So the primary difference between the three accounts is essentially the ability to play our premium games. And premium games are just higher quality caliber games and games that publishers have chosen to list as premium. And that's because publishers actually get a profit share with those. So all games on Tabletopia are completely official and sanctioned by the publishers.
Yeah.
And so when you play those games as a premium member, you're actually directly supporting those publishers.
Oh,
and the other thing is, so with Silver, you can play those premium games. With Gold, you can actually play those premium games and share the game as long as you're one of the participants with non-premium members. So if you have a gaming group, only one of you needs that Gold membership.
And if I want to play board games and stuff with my family or whatever, now that we're all kind of isolating and dispersed, as long as I'm a Gold member, I can fire it up and they can get in and play the premium games with me.
100%. Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely.
Well, then I'm going to
as long as you're one of the participants.
So
right now,
start the players free trial.
Probably don't want. Oh, sorry.
Do I click the start players free trial?
Yeah, I would. Maybe do a bronze account for now because I think it's going to ask for your credit card, and you probably don't want to splash that everywhere.
Let's not put that out there on the interwebs.
I could put it on there, guys, but you wouldn't get much out of it. Let me be honest. So, okay.
So now you've created a free bronze account.
Yes.
And by the way, if you are an existing member of Tabletopia, if you're an existing member of Tabletopia, for UK Games Expo, we have given people a 7-day voucher that will allow you to have gold for the weekend and for the week.
Cool. And can everybody find you in the exhibitors hall? You have a virtual stand where people can get
We do have a virtual stand, yes, absolutely.
Happy days. Right, so I'm in. And what I see now is this message that says, "Welcome to Tabletopia, take a tour." But we're going to give you a tour instead.
I think I'll give you the tour. I'll give you the deluxe premium tour.
Wow.
Nice.
So jump us back to the homepage and let's go from there.
Yeah, so I'm on the homepage and I'm signed in.
Right. Fantastic. So you'll see here, there's a couple ways you can find games. We've got a lot of games. If you scroll down, you'll see, we've got a couple of recommended games in different categories. Kickstarter games, new releases. What we find actually is really cool about Tabletopia is that a lot of creators will put their games on here during or before their Kickstarters, and you actually get to play these games ahead of time, which is really awesome. There's a couple of live Kickstarters on there right now, like Arkwright, the card game, really exciting game, and Lizard Wizard, of course, the guys who made Raccoon Tycoon. So we have a lot of cool stuff on there. What's a game that you'd want to play? Actually, if you scroll back up to the top, if you go to the top right, you'll see the little search bar. I think it'd be really nice if we could play Cartographers.
Okay.
So I'll put in Cartographers.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I will click through to that. Okay, yeah, I'm there.
Beautiful. So this is the game page. All of these games have their own little pages. You see you've got all the info, like, description of the game, the BGG ratings, got some links on the side. Publishers might have their sales pages. They'll always have the sort of availability of where you can find them. And you'll see that we've got these things called setups. So those are just the predefined ways that the games are laid out. So there's a setup for one player, the solo version. There's a setup for a two-player version of the game, which just gives everyone a game board. So that's just a way to jump into that game with that predefined set. Now you're seeing the top right, we have 3 modes of play. We have solo, we have hot seat, and we have online. And so solo is obviously just to play a game by yourself. Hot seat is to share a keyboard and mouse with someone in the same physical location, which I don't think a lot of us might be doing right now. So we're actually going to click that play online button, which will allow us to create a game.
Okay, so that's creating a new room. And I wait for invite players to start the game.
Yeah. So the really cool thing about Tabletopia. So first off, you'll see just above your little name, that's the current setup we've got is a solo setup. You can actually click that, just change that to a 2 or 3 player setup or something else.
Yeah.
So if you click that and change it to a higher player count setup, you can now add seats to the table, which will allow you to add seats that people can grab once they've been invited into this lobby, right?
Yeah. No, I see a button for take seat. Does that mean that we could hot seat this as well as have people online with us?
No. So take seat just means you want to take the red player's color.
I see.
Yep. If you have a preference. So now the really cool thing about Tabletopia is all you need to do to share this game is actually just share the web link. Like just literally share the URL of where you are right now, and someone else will be able to find that game.
Well, I'll tell you what. If anybody in the chat,
I think someone's jumped in with you.
Yeah, if anybody is in the chat, somebody's jumped in. Well, somebody had jumped in, and then they've jumped out again. If anybody is in the chat and wants to join me, let me see if I can get the link. So it's tabletopia.com/playground/players.
Oh no. I'm going to give you a very quick heads up that I think if a lot of people join en masse, it's not going to be happy.
All right, okay.
I think we can have about 10 people in a room before it starts to overload. And I know you'll have a lot of people wanting to join in with you.
Okay.
All right. So the way you could do this, Warren, is if you grab the web link, go to main stage on our UK Games Expo section. Don't put in the web link. But the first person to jump in there and say, I want to play with Warren, you DM them and give them the link and they get to jump in with you.
Right, so I'm on the main stage, guys. So if I cut to 3, I'm on the main stage there. Who wants to play me? Who has an account already with Tabletopia and wants to play me? And I will PM you the link so that you can join me. So all you have to do is just let me know in the main stage over in the Discord of Virtually Expo.
Now, we may want to start a new game because I think some people have seen the second way that people can actually join a game.
Right.
So if you go back to the page and just show everyone, you'll see down the bottom right, there's a little 6-digit code that you can actually input.
Clever bunnies.
Right.
So if you take that 6-digit code, the way you actually share that to people is you can actually paste that into the search bar anywhere on the website, and that'll bring you into this room.
Right.
Clever.
So this code here.
And
Yeah,
I see we've got
6-digit
some
code.
spectators joining in.
Okay.
You do. And I think the website will...
Right.
Well,
so Meriden Star is in. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to hit start. Yeah?
Do it.
Let's do this. Okay?
Yep.
So start now. Game is in progress. Right. So it's loading. This is exciting.
Have you done this before?
I didn't think I was going to get to play any games during this weekend.
Oh my God.
Our usual expo is so busy, we don't get time to play games unless it's on live stream.
Mark, I'm somewhat tempted to cancel everybody else's interview this weekend and just keep bringing you in and see how many games we can get to play with folks.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Now, Mark, a question has came in on Twitch. It's a very important question. How do you get the 7-day Tabletopia Gold at Expo this year?
The 7-day Tabletopia Gold. I believe the people at UK Games Expo have shared it in your accounts. Let me just see. Yeah, if you go to your account, log into your account, and you collect your code and head to Tabletopia. So I believe it should be somewhere in your account login. I know people are having a little trouble logging in right now. But,
the website is crying. Just a little shout out to Mini Jester 1 for that question. Very good shout.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Messing Up Rules says, we guys are a blast to hang out with.
That's because we're mildly insane. We're delightfully demented is the way we're described.
So, Cartographers is downloading. So if you cut to this screen here, it was pulling down all the assets and stuff that we need. We're playing Wastelands Side B.
Ooh, Side B. You like to start things off a little more tricky for yourself.
Absolutely.
He clicked a button.
Look, if there's ever a way for me to randomly make things harder for myself, I will.
Good.
Okay, so welcome to the Tabletopia tutorial. We're grateful for any feedback you may have. Click next.
Now, maybe you want to skip it because you have your own personal tutorial today.
There we go.
Of course.
So just actually that little box in the click it away.
Okay, it's gone.
Good.
But you do have tutorials for all your games?
Sorry?
You have tutorials for your games?
No, this is a tutorial of how to use the system.
I understand.
That's right. So you'll actually need to know how to use the game itself.
Yeah.
So let me walk you through what you're kind of looking at here. Now, it's slightly cut off on the stream, but what people will see in the bottom left are 3 little icons.
Yeah.
We've got you've got a little volume slider that'll just adjust the volume for in-game sound effects and stuff.
Okay.
You've also got the little question mark button. That'll actually show you a very you can actually click that. That'll show you a cheat sheet of all the controls on Tabletopia. And now, don't be scared. It's a bit overwhelming when the first time you see it. But this tells you literally everything you can do. But today, I'm just going to run you through the basics and just sort of walk you through how to play a basic game.
Yeah.
So you've got that, and you can click out of that. And you also see there's a little paper symbol.
Yes.
Now, that paper symbol is actually the PDF of the rules for this game that you're in. So if you click that, you'll see the PDF for Cartographers pop up.
Oh, happy days.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can quickly refer to it if you ever need. The rules are right there in your chosen language. Yep. So now you're in the game space. So the first thing you want to think about is moving around. You can just click and drag anywhere, and that'll allow you to move the camera.
Oh, wow. And then you can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out.
That's right. And you use, I saw you use the right mouse button as well to change the camera angle. Yep. And so if you're familiar with video games, it kind of works like an FPS, really, a first-person shooter. If you're not, don't stress. It becomes fairly intuitive.
Yeah.
So if you click anywhere that actually contains an object, for example, one of the seasons cards, you can click and drag that card and manipulate it, move it around.
I'm just I had grabbed it. Let me grab it again. Yeah, so I've grabbed it. Can I drop? I'll just drop it into the play area and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. And so that's it. Now, that's the real basics of how you maneuver something around in Tabletopia. Specific to cartographers, or not specific, but one thing they've done in this game, they've actually got a bunch of those bags. So in order to adapt this roll and write to a space where you can't write, they've actually got the icons that you would write. So there's a bunch of river tiles in the blue bag. There's a bunch of forest tiles in the green bag. You actually just click and drag from the bag itself, and you'll bring those into the space.
So I could just grab a tile and just drop it onto the.
That's right, and they'll just snap to where they need to go. And the other thing is, if you hover over one of the bags and you use your mouse wheel and scroll up, you can actually take multiple things at once. You'll see the little take 5,
X. Yeah. So take 2, take 3, take 4, take 5, and then just drop them all on.
They'll just plonk on down. Yeah. You also see on the side of the sheet, we've got where the scoring would go for the game. So what we've done there is we've actually turned those into little counters that you tick up and down. So you can just use your mouse wheel to scroll those up and down. And that'll be how you input your score for each season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just get to scroll them up and down. Yep.
That's right. And the other thing I want to talk about is decks. So you'll actually, if you try and grab an Explore card, those are the primary cards that you'll be using during the game.
Yeah.
So you can grab one off the deck and bring it out. But it's not the right way up. So if you actually want to flip it, press the F key on your keyboard. There we are. Yep. And that is our first little explore action for the game. But let's say you'd actually drawn out a card you didn't want and you need to put it back on that deck.
Yeah.
That's no problem. If you grab the card itself, hover over the explore deck and wait until it glows orange and then release. That'll shove it back into the deck.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is such an elegant system, Mark. I really am impressed with this.
And it's really smooth for being straight through a web browser.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to download any additional programs or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no plugins to download. There's no apps to download.
This is directly in a web browser.
Just there and working.
That's it. And so one thing I will say with the controls, these are a lot of the basics. But if you're ever stuck and you're like, what can I do with an object? And I don't want to look at that scary chart of all those icons of things I can do. You can actually right-click on something, and it'll bring up a little wheel which shows you all the options of ways that object can be manipulated.
Give it a go, Warren.
Yeah. So what do you want me to click?
Let's right-click on the Explore card deck, actually.
Okay.
And you'll now see you've got a little wheel here that pops up with all the different options. So down the bottom, you'll actually see shuffle, and that's how you'll shuffle the cards.
Ooh, and it bounces.
Yeah. And then you could deal a number of cards.
You can. Wow. So that actually issues a certain number of cards to everyone. Yeah. And now you've unveiled the hand feature, which I'm actually going to talk briefly about. So those 4 cards at the bottom of your screen are actually in a personal hand, not visible to other players. So it's not necessary in cartographers, but in a lot of games where you have private information, like let's say you're playing Texas Hold'em or you're playing Scythe and you need to keep your combat cards close to you. You've actually got these cards that are personal and visible only to you until you put them back out on the table.
Yeah.
So the way you'll get those into your hand originally, not doing the deal function, is if you grab another card. So grab that Explore card that we already picked up, and just drag it to the bottom of your screen until it glows.
I see, yes.
See a little blue glow there, and you can release, and now it's in your hand. And so that's now not visible to any other players.
And then I can select one from my hand and then just drop it into the play area.
That's right.
This is so slick.
Now, a lot of the cards might contain a lot of information that's hard to read. And you don't want to zoom in every time you want to view a card. That's okay. With any card, you can double click it, or you can press the space bar, and that'll actually bring it up full screen and let you read it. So there you are.
There we go.
Goblin Attack. It's a bit of a mean one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Get right in
it's
to
a
get
really
the
simple
detail
way
on
to
it.
see the information.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of other things, but I think that covers everything that would let you play cartographers, to be honest.
Yeah.
You in games with dice, you can press the R key to roll them. And again, remember, if you're ever stuck and not sure how to manipulate things, you can just right click on an object and it'll bring you all the options for what you can do with that object.
Yeah. And is there a little chat window here as well?
There is. In the bottom right, there's a little chat window, so everyone else in the game will be able to see you.
So I can just say, hi, everybody.
We...
have I...
You keep hitting numbers.
I keep hitting numbers.
There are reasons I made hotkeys not for that.
That's my little mood board. We don't need that.
There we go. Great to see you here.
Yep. So, perfect.
Awesome.
Yes. So you've got the chat. That's totally a nice way to communicate. We definitely recommend for a lot of the longer sessions or maybe games where you're playing with friends and people you actually know. Definitely couple it with something like Discord or Zoom or Skype.
Yeah.
It really just sort of adds that face-to-face connection and just really makes it a bit more intimate and personal, which I think is the beauty of the platform.
Yeah.
Now, I am seeing one or two folks in our chat saying that you can also play Tabletopia on Steam if that is your platform of choice.
That's right. And the reason you would do that is the graphics are a little higher quality there.
Yeah, I also noticed on the login screen, so you don't have to just create a direct account. You can also log in with your Facebook, and there was one other. What was it? Twitter.
There you go.
Yep.
So
that's right.
You can tweet your way into it. So Meridian Star is saying hi to me. You know, hey Meridian Star.
Hello.
Yeah.
Right.
We're also having calls from the chat for you to throw dice at Warren's head.
Yeah. So this is awesome, right? But I have a question then. The UK Games Expo, obviously we have loads of people that love games, okay?
Yep.
But we also have loads of people that love to create games.
Absolutely.
How do people get their games into this? Like
100%. Yeah.
Is it free? Can they do it, or do they have to pay, or how? What are their options?
Of course. So we have a workshop tool. So actually, if you bump us back to the homepage, I'll just show you how that workshop tool works. And it's basically a no coding, no programming system that allows you to either upload your own custom objects or use our predefined objects and actually put them into a space where you can play games. So if you want to click that little workshop option, that'll allow you to see our workshop, and you can create a new game right now. Now it might be a little slow on stream to actually show off how we do this process, but you'll see here you've got all the game details you can input, upload your box art, make it all pretty, and once you're in, we've got a bunch of pre-made objects that you brought up. So these are objects already in the system where, like, if you need some cubes, we've already got them. If you need some dice, you don't have to make your own. And you can just bring them into our platform and actually throw them into a setup and create them yourself. We can also make our own objects. So we have a card editor, a board editor, very versatile. All you have to do really is upload the artwork and of the card front and card back, and it'll just plop itself into there. It's a very versatile system, and you'll see down the bottom we've got the useful information. That'll take you to our knowledge base, which is incredibly comprehensive, and it runs you through every step. We have a game designer checklist on there. So this is actually a really good place for prototyping as well.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because we already have the components made, and there's no, running to your printing store and making sure the USB files work at the store, and then like printing it out and cutting everything and watching Bachelor while you miserably like assemble these pieces together. No print and play here. You just actually put the pieces into Tabletopia, and you've got a game that's ready to go. So
you can see why this would be popular with Kickstarter games. This is an opportunity for them to engage their entire audience and say, look, this is what we have in mind. You know, because most of them have these art assets and stuff already made.
Yeah,
and so this is a way for them to allow people to play that game in a really slick environment.
Yeah, I have a question though. If you're creating a game, do you have the option to do like a closed beta? Say you have like a circle of close friends, you're creating a new game, and you want to actually link maybe people who are in different countries together to begin prototyping and playtesting. Is that a function you have on there?
Absolutely. So we have a thing called play zones. Basically, so first off, just for context, when you make a game on Tabletopia, it doesn't automatically go into our catalog. All the games that are on the platform publicly, you have to contact us about, and we'll vet because we want to make sure that you're the rights holder for the game, and also that it works and is pretty and is a good user experience for people who actually end up playing it.
Yeah.
So it won't be automatically publicly listed. When you create a game, you have the option to create a thing called play zones, which are not one use, but a private link that you can send to people. They'll be able to create a game in there, and they'll be able to give you feedback or maybe just enjoy this fun, weird game you've created.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very, very awesome. I like that a lot.
It's an incredible platform, you know, for both developers and players alike. You know, it's what I like about it, Mark, is I wouldn't say I'm a technophobe, okay, but I have embraced traditional aspects of gaming. I'm a retired video gamer, so
sure.
So I love the tactileness of it, and I found obviously COVID changed everything for me, and because you know I'm unable to meet up with the folk that that I would play games with, so this then became something that I've had to adopt this approach to being able to play games virtually with folk.
Well, here's
and
the
I
question.
have found some of them to be very cumbersome, but this is very slick, and I like the fact that it doesn't have the automation and stuff there. The system gets out of my way and just lets me do what I want to do.
But your control functions in this aren't so heavy that it feels like a slog to actually do what you're trying to do.
Yes.
You know, I found sometimes in some things like this, it's a real slog to actually pick up all your tokens, pick up multiple tokens, you know, mark wounds on this, shuffle that deck.
Yeah, this
is really well engineered.
It feels lightweight. You know, it doesn't feel cumbersome at all to use, and that's a biggie for me because it's one of those barriers to entry, Mark, that I've struggled with since COVID kicked off. So
absolutely.
Any last important things, Mark, that people need to know about this, mate?
The one thing we didn't cover is on the homepage, you'll see a little button that says Find and Play.
Yep.
So let's say you don't have a game group. That's no worries. You can actually find strangers or friendly folks during UK Games Expo to actually play with. No rooms in there right now, but when you create a game, you'll have seen on that game page we had some options. One of them was visible to other players. That'll pop it into this Play Now page that we've got up, and that'll allow other people to join your game. And there's also the little Play Later section, which is for scheduling games in the future.
Right.
So say maybe someone wants to play kind of on an ad hoc basis, and say you can see a lot of Ninja Squad scheduled. These look like events actually.
Yeah.
And so these are games that are going to happen in the future that you can sign up for. So that's a really nice way to find. Sorry.
And then we have games in progress as well.
Yes, you can view them as well. You can sort of hop in and spectate if you want to see the action.
Oh, so so if I could go into Super Fantasy Brawl here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
It started 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Let me click watch. It's loading and preparing.
So you're a spectator right now.
Yeah.
And that'll load up, and you'll actually just see what's happening. They'll probably wonder why they're being invaded on the main page of UK Games Expo, but that's no worries.
Yeah.
I wonder that about Warren about twice a day.
Okay, so let's see. It's there just about. And let's see if we can.
Now, the first time you load a game every time on Tabletopia, it will be a touch slow because it's just got to download those assets and process them. But once it's loaded the first time, you'll actually be able to get in a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, and one thing that might concern a lot of people is saving your game, right?
Yeah.
If you accidentally close your browser, or you're 2 hours into a 3 hour on Mars and you need to answer the real world, that's no problem. You can actually just close your browser, and when you go back to Tabletopia's main website, you'll actually see a list of your currently open games.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So if you cut to this, here I am. And I've seen the players doing a little bit there with getting their tokens and stuff in place.
Yeah.
So this is the Super Fantasy Brawl by Mythic Games. Board is beautifully executed. I can see the standees and stuff there, and their control boards. Wow. And so we could just basically, if you wanted to, you could just plug in and sit back with a drink and just watch two people battle it out.
Yep.
100%.
If you were someone that was wanting to teach maybe a group of people a game,
yeah,
you can jump in there with someone that already knows it. They can sit and spectate, and if you're on like your Discord or your Skype, you can start explaining what you're doing and give them a good game demo through that.
I think that's actually the solution a lot of publishers are going to be using this weekend. We've seen it with some previous expos where publishers will create a private game, and they'll move the components around, jump in as an extra player, and then once they've taught the rules, they'll let people jump out. So you might actually see that pop up a few times if you're doing some events this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Expo does have an absolute metric ton of events running this weekend.
900 events.
Yeah.
900. It was like 800 last time I checked.
Yeah. 900 events are going to be running over the course of this weekend.
Wow.
Mark, thank you very much, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure to spend some time with you on this. The system is great. Guys, definitely go and get stuck into Tabletopia. A few things for you to remember. There is a 7-day gold premium trial that you can get during Virtually Expo.
Yeah, I believe I saw in chat that the code for that is at the bottom of your profile on the Expo site.
Yeah, so go and give that a go. Loads of the companies are going to be directing you to Tabletopia over the course of this weekend anyway to get in and play their games. And heck, this whole weekend is about reaching out and playing with somebody you maybe haven't played in a long time with, or playing with somebody new. This is a great way to connect. Get them onto the Discord, open up a voice channel with them, go in here, pick a game that you love, and just have a great time.